Cancer, welcome. Welcome to the Renaissance Tarot, my beautiful Cancers. Cancerlicious, I'm a serve delish. Welcome to your funny, truthful, and most favorite Armenian guy, where I serve and I slay. So dear Cancer, today we are going to be doing your twin flame reading from the end of August to the month of September. This is going to be a very special and a specific message for a special group of Cancers out there who are on a twin flame journey. In this reading, I'm going to see what is the main energy between you and your twin, past, present, and future. I will also clarify all the cards and also pull some final advice as well as messages of love. And I will talk about the stages of what it means to be on a twin flame journey. Welcome into the new space, dear Cancers. Thank you so much for being here, for bringing your beautiful presence. I am setting a pure intention for this reading, for whatever is best for you to know, whatever is going to be most resonating for your situation, may it come out. So let's get into your reading and see what's going on for you. Okay, so dear Cancer, the challenge and the energy between you and your twin flame is the Five of Wands. And what you don't see at the bottom of the deck is the King of Wands, followed by the Nine of Swords and the Eight of Wands. So, my dear Cancer, twin flame journey is one of the toughest ones. There is a lot of lessons to be learned. If you are somebody that you feel this person's energy is around you, you may feel that you have known this person for quite some time, the journey has been push and pull, hot and cold type of dynamic, then this reading is going to be for you, okay? Because a lot of you are very spiritual people that are watching me. I know Cancers, it's a no-brainer for you. You are a very spiritual sign. So many of you have been going through specific transformational phases, okay, after you met this person. So the energy and the challenge between you and your twin flame is the Five of Wands, which indicates that currently you are in some sort of a conflict, unfinished business with your twin. There is a lot in the air. There is some sort of a crisis that has happened. There is a lot of challenges. Maybe you're not talking to your twin right now, but there is a lot of telepathic communication. Okay, so this is representing itself as a conflict, and we're gonna see what does this mean. Okay, and I will talk about the stages for you specifically in the video. Now, in the recent past, with your twin flame, you have the Three of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Queen of Wands. Some of you were dealing with the Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. I'm getting here Aquarius, Scorpio. Could have been also an Aries, okay, or a Pisces. I'm seeing here Gemini as well. Now, in the recent past, I do see here this person entering into your life, your twin flame, and you recognized that this individual, this soul, was actually part of your destiny. The Wheel of Fortune is here. My beautiful Cancer, when the twin flames, when they meet each other, there is this familiar feeling. It's stage one. You feel like you've known this person from somewhere, and there is a very strong magnetic pull towards that person. And then after that, once, the honeymoon kind of phases away, then there is a time when there's a crisis. And the crisis happens because when you hold a mirror to your twin and you show them that they need to change some things about themselves, they need to do some deep inner healing, and their ego gets threatened, or there is a challenge to really move forward in a relationship, then that person might have physically withdrawn. They might have physically already withdrew from you. So I see here, a lot of happiness, a lot of happy moments, but some sort of a cycle came to an end. We're going to talk about this shortly. And whenever somebody pulls back, right, this person, your twin, might have pulled their energy back to themselves, and this has led to a massive spiritual awakening for you, because you have the Hangman here in the present moment right now. A lot of you are going through a major perspective shift. You're having your paradigm shift. There is a major realization that's happening for you. I feel like that also you're really, really strengthening your manifestation skills with the Magician. Okay, this is a very powerful thing. I think for many of you are also learning the art of detachment. You are a very deep spiritual sign, family, household, marriage, kids, self-care, nutrition, care, those things are very, very typical of you, dear Cancer. And in the present moment, you're learning to really pull your energy back to yourself, okay? Instead of trying to save the other person, you are doing the work within yourself, which is going to be projected and reflected onto your twin, and it's going to motivate them to do the work for themselves as well. So in the near future, there is the Nine of Wands, the Page of Swords, and the Five of Swords. So in the near future, I do see here somebody's going to drop their guard down, okay? Because the number 9 here indicates a cycle coming to an end. This is the wounded soldier. But I also see here with the Page of Swords conversation, texting, some sort of an appearance of this person that they're going to try to have a conversation with you. The reason why is because there is something about this person seeing you constantly in their dreams, or you might be seeing them in their dreams as well. There is a very strong telepathic communication between you and this person. Okay, I see here their voice, their inner voices are constantly telling them to take some sort of an accountability. You might have already shown your twin what is it that they need to change within themselves, and they have been in denial and they ran away. Okay, we're going to talk about this shortly. Now, at the bottom of the deck, there is the King of Wands followed by the Nine of Swords. Okay, so even though your twin flame may seem that, you may know where they're at or what they're about, I feel like this is somebody that actually has some sort of an authority or some sort of a power. Okay, even though on the outside, this person, your twin, dear Cancer, may come across as being very confident, everything is good with them, but deep down, they're very much stressed out about this situation. Deep down, there is a lot of stress that's going on in there, and they have been really wanting to communicate with you, but it's been delayed for some time, for quite some time. Yeah, Knight of Cups. It's like maybe they are waiting for a message from you, or they don't know how to really express something here. And there is an unfinished business and unresolved conflict, okay? So let's get into your reading and get some clarity and see what is it that's going on between you and your twin flame. Dear Cancer, when you get into a twin flame journey, it's not the easiest. Not many people get, the opportunity to actually be on this journey. So there is a lot of massive changes that are coming into our lives, transformations, basically one soul split, living into different bodies. And that is something that, it's falling apart. That is, I tried to stick it back on there, but that's okay. But there is something here that, we need to really acknowledge when it comes to the changes that our twin flame is showing to us. A lot of inner work, because it's like literally meeting yourself. Okay, and there is a lot of healing that you have been doing within yourself, dear Cancer. So there is still this unresolved conflict, unfinished business between you and your person. So the Five of Wands is clarified by the Ace of Pentacles, the Devil, and the Two of Swords. So the reason why there is still some sort of an unresolved conflict is because also you know that your twin flame came from a very specific background. Could be a Capricorn. There is something unhealthy about this person. You might have noticed that this person, your twin flame, has some sort of toxic habits. There might be, there is still a lot of indecision whether this person has healed themselves or not. I feel like this person is somebody, your twin flame, they came from a very dysfunctional family, okay? Or maybe they have been in very dysfunctional marriages before. My intuition is also telling me they have some sort of an addiction. It could be anything. It could be anywhere from like literally smoking, drinking, over shopping, like shopping compulsively, or gambling, to like complaining and whining. Okay, that's like an addiction too. Now, dear Cancer, there is a challenge here. There is a strong pull. Okay, there is a strong pull with the Devil, the Ace of Pentacles. I feel like that you're hesitating. You're hesitating. Offering any kind of a brand new beginning to this person yet. There is a lot of uncertainty with the Two of Swords. You really don't know to go this way or to go that way with this person. And you do actually want to marry this person with the Four of Wands at the bottom of the deck. You really want to be with them, but you're hesitating because there is something this person hasn't either told you yet completely, or like you haven't seen the most important change that you have been looking for in this person. Okay, so in the recent past, the Queen of Wands is clarified by the Six of Pentacles, Five of Wands, and the Seven of Pentacles. So in the recent past, dear Cancer, I feel like that there was a lot of conflict going on, okay, underneath. Maybe everything started off being very happy, everything was amazing, but then I do see here with the Six of Pentacles, especially Six of Pentacles and the Five of Wands, this is an indication of constant conflict, because you might have felt like that this person started pulling back, and it's like you had to beg for their attention, you had to beg for their communication. There is this sense of unequal give and take exchange energy, and it affected you big time. And many of you really paused and said to yourself, with the Seven of Pentacles, should I really invest into this relationship? Should I really, how much should I really go forward in this relationship, right? Many of you really started pulling back as well, just asking yourself, where am I investing my time and my energy into? All right, so Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, another water sign, could be a fixed sign here. The Three of Cups in the recent past, there might have been multiple reunions with this person, multiple times getting back together. So it's clarified by the Chariot, which is you, one of my most favorite cards, the Eight of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups. So dear Cancer, in the recent past, I do strongly feel like here that you try to move on from this person, and then you came back and then you try to really work things out with this person. With your compassion, genuine heart, you really aimed to bring this relationship into some sort of a harmony and reunion. I do see here with the Chariot, you might have even relocated, you might have even tried to move completely to a different place. Some of you were probably working with this person also. I'm also getting there was a lot of mutual friends between you and this person. No matter what you really try to do, you try to keep yourself busy, but at the end of the day, there is this sense of connectedness to this person. Okay, and this connection is on a mental telepathic level. I do feel like with the Wheel of Fortune here, you must have seen some synchronicities and signs, which is angel numbers, songs, tattoos, and things like that, and dreams also. That this is somebody, this is the person you have not been able to really fully move on from, okay, as a twin flame. Clarified by the Seven of Wands, the Judgment, and the Six of Wands. You went through some sort of a spiritual resurrection, okay? The Judgment here is about having an awakening, going through some sort of a spiritual awakening and understanding something, Scorpio energy. A lot of you went through the dark night of the soul, and I'm sending you a big hug. I know what that means. A lot of you went through a major transformation. I think that a lot of the things were very difficult for you to really process at a time, but many of you might have started getting into more meditation, esoteric knowledge, and really started opening some can of worms and really just going deep into the wounds. A lot of you realized that there were many times when you abandoned yourself and you tried to save this person. There were many times when you really tried to, show this person the path, give them the map and how to heal, how to become a better version of themselves. No matter what they did, you still actually rose out of the ashes like a phoenix. Okay, you were able to really come out of this situation very victoriously. And the Judgment here, of course I covered because there is some nudity in here with permanent markers, okay? So the Judgment shows people getting resurrected from the graveyard, right? From the cemetery. The angel is blowing the trumpet. So a lot of you responded to the call of the universe, responded to the call of God, of the divine, that there is certain parts of you that you had to let go. Many of you had to forgive your parents, family members. There is also some sort of a generational trauma in your lineage that might have come from, for whatever reason, generational. Maybe it was about your race. It was about your sexuality, your color, your nationality, whatever it might have been. These are traumas that come into people, with people through their DNA, okay? So a lot of the things were activated within you because of your twin flame after you met your twin flame, and this had led to some sort of an awakening within you, okay? Because you've done the work. And like I said, with the Six of Swords, a lot of you started like really transitioning into a new phase, became more spiritual. Your spiritual side started, becoming more activated. You are a Cancer, so you go deep into the water, okay? And a lot of times you go back into your shell because you have really learned not to throw your pearls in front of the swine. And this is about family members. This is about people around you who come constantly into your life, Cancer, and they just take. So you have really learned to pull your energy back to yourself and protect yourself, okay? As many of you know, I'm a Leo and my Venus is at Cancer. Venus is the planet and the ruler of love, romance, relationship, marriage. So I do believe I can relate to you when it comes to specifically interpersonal relationships and marriage, okay? Now, the Hanged Man, your spiritual awakening, is clarified by the Queen of Pentacles, the Eight of Wands, and the Knight of Swords. I do strongly feel like here that many of you have really learned how to control your urges. A lot of times, some of you have been going back and forth, whether you should reach out to your twin flame, whether you should get back with them or not. But a lot of you have learned how to ground yourself. Okay, instead of allowing the intrusive thoughts or, a lot of anxiety to take over you, many of you have been able to regulate your nervous system. And that's with the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles is a very rich individual, the richest queen in tarot, and this individual is very grounded. She is very reserved, she keeps it to herself, and so you've been able to control a lot of the things, okay? Many of you in the past sabotaged your dreams, your goals, maybe even this affected your work. A lot of you also are learning how to transmute, and maybe you're an artist, maybe you're somebody that writes songs, or you are a creator. You want to create art and tell people about your stories, so that's a way of healing also, okay? Now, in the present moment, the Magician is here. So maybe you're manifesting a return or a comeback with your twin flame. You're manifesting everything to happen in the right way that's best for your soul, for your journey. So the Magician is clarified by the Four of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, and the Death card, and the Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So many of you, I feel like that in the present moment, are really holding on to the truth. And the truth here is that unless your twin goes through the spiritual journey and the awakening and the metamorphoses, you will not be able to get back to them, because you can't be here and your twin flame here. When you look at this combination, Four of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords, you're holding on to the truth, and the Ace of Swords is the truth. And the Death card here, which is a scorpionic energy, it represents a rebirth. It represents a regeneration and a brand new beginning. Okay, so many of you are manifesting this connection. You're setting an intention and you're sending that energetic high vibration to your twin so they can pick up on it, that they need to be on the same level with you. Because one or the other, somebody becomes the runner, the other one becomes the chaser. And I feel like that Cancer, you have stopped being the chaser. It doesn't mean you stop loving this person. It just simply means that you're no longer looking for happiness or satisfaction or joy outside of yourself. You're actually creating that within yourself. And the kingdom of heaven is within you. So when you create that within yourself, ain't nobody gonna take that from you, honey. Sprinkle, sprinkle, like tutti patootie. You know what I'm saying? So the Temperance here in the present moment, I feel like that your twin is coming on this side of the fence. They're coming on this other side, right? It's clarified by the High Priestess, the Queen of Swords, and the King of Wands. So, and then literally, the Hangman at the bottom of the deck. So again, the spiritual awakening is here as a confirmation, right? I'm using two different decks. So for many of you, my beautiful Cancer, I feel like that this spiritual connection, this telepathy is becoming, much stronger on day-to-day basis. The High Priestess is here. I feel like your person is waking up to the fact that they're either having an awakening, that they need to really take responsibility and accountability and accept some sort of truth. You must have shown some sort of truth to this person by holding the mirror to their face, that there is a generational trauma. I don't know why I keep saying that, honestly. This is a very specific message for some of you. Maybe some sort of a family trauma, dysfunctional patterns that they needed to heal within themselves. So someone here, the seeds that you have planted in this person's life, someone here, dear Cancer, is waking up to that realization. Okay, so it's like you have done your part. Now you're focused on your healing. This twin actually it's been a very tough journey, I'm sure, because especially after the crisis, when somebody becomes avoidant and they run away and they're not really wanting to accept certain truth, then it becomes challenging. But you have put yourself back together in a very grounded way. That's what I'm getting here. Like I know I'm talking to Cancers right now on this twin flame journey who really have been able to handle themselves in a much comfortable, confident, demure way than they used to before. So in the near future, somebody here is dropping their guard. That's exactly what I said in the beginning of the video with the Nine of Wands. And the Nine of Wands is clarified by the Ace of Cups, the Five of Pentacles, and the Three of Cups. So yeah, someone here is going to accept the fact that they do have abandonment wounds and issues, in fact, okay? And I feel like that this is your twin. And I do see here with the Three of Cups a reunion, reconciliation, coming back together, celebration, homecoming. It also shows the grapes, which indicates fertility, wine, toasting, right? So I do strongly feel like here that for many of you, this is going to lead to a profound communication between you and your person. Let's clarify the Page of Swords here in the near future. There is going to be a communication. It's like almost your stress, you're gonna feel less stressed, okay, about this situation. The Page of Swords is clarified by the Temperance, Sagittarius energy, the Sun, Leo energy, and the Three of Wands. So whoever you're dealing with maybe acts like a Sagittarius or a Leo. I do strongly feel like here, dear Cancer, that a lot of you are calling this person back home. And remember, this is your soul split living in a different body. This isn't some other person, other type of a relationship, because you have been able to actually get over from, move on from multiple connections if you had any in the past. But this is the type of person that's been very challenging for you to move forward, okay? So in the near future, I do see here somebody wanting to open up to you. This person could be living near a body of water. There could be some sort of distance between you and this person, okay? Like long distance situation. Usually because also with the twin flames, when it becomes so intense, it's very challenging for one of them to really stay in that energy, and they just run away, okay, to the point like they might even move. But that doesn't mean that that's the end of the story. So the Five of Swords in the near future is clarified by the Justice, Libra energy, King of Swords, and the Eight of Swords. So in the near future, I do see here, because something here, this person, whatever they have been hiding, they're going to realize that, that's a pattern, that's a habit. If they don't free themselves, if they don't do the inner work, they're not going to be successful in anything. And this is also going into business, because our relationships are very much related to that. So I do strongly feel like here, dear Cancer, that for many of you, you're going to start hearing this person opening up to you, conversating, having a conversation, and they want you to help them. I don't know, this person is going to ask you for some sort of help. Okay, this person is going to ask you for some sort of help, your twin flame. And I do feel like that this person is going to ask for some sort of a compassion or forgiveness, and that's going to be up to your discretion. I feel like you do have a lot of love for this person, but you want to make sure that they have healed. You want to make sure that they have done the work within themselves. After the twin flames, I'm going to get into your advice. After the twin flames, they have completed their cycles, and they have healed. Then there is a harmonization process. When the harmonization process happens, they come back together, they reunite, then they are able to live in pure bliss, because this is a divine counterpart. There is a specific lesson to learn. There is, a level of consciousness that gets upgraded. There's a frequency that changes within that type of a connection, especially. It's very, very intense. Not many people get to experience that. There is a lot of science, synchronicities, and your soul knows. You just know deep down. Okay, so for many of you, when you get that harmonization process and reunion, and you both come back together and bring this healed, beautiful healed parts of yourself back together, then that's going to allow you and your twin to actually contribute to the society and to the humanity in a way that's going to help them to heal. Okay, so everyone to heal, because you are someone that you definitely have thought about maybe writing a book, creating some sort of an artwork to actually help people who might be going through a similar journey. So let's get the advice for you, dear Cancer. So the advice for you, dear Cancer, at the bottom of the deck, you have the High Priestess, which is all about your spirituality, your spiritual awakening, your mental, telepathic communication with this person. So the advice for you, dear Cancer, has to do a lot with the fact that believe that the plans that you have, that the seeds that you have planted, into your twin flame, it's not for nothing. There is a lot of work that's being done in the background. There is a lot of internal work that's being created. Somebody seems to be really wanting to work into it. Just don't stress too much. Don't think that that's the end of the world. Embrace the moment. Even if you're going through a dark night of the soul, I'm sending you a huge hug. I have been through that journey as well. But you know what? It opened my heart. It cracked wide open my heart and allowed me to really, really tap into my true authentic self, and also let go of certain limiting beliefs and myself and a lot of the things that I really had to face. It was a very profound experience. So I want to also encourage you to keep your head up, to keep your beautiful smile up, because this twin flame journey is something that is really allowing you to, first of all, move with caution and don't self-abandon. Don't abandon yourself, okay? Even though there is an unfinished business here, which is the challenge, and you have this uncertainty going back and forth if you should offer them a new beginning or not, this has to do a lot with you realizing that there is no need to rush into it, and you just continue to evolve and transform and your twin will be doing the same thing from a different perspective, at a different pace and speed, but that's their journey because your twin also came from a different background, okay? So that does take some time. Now, let's get the messages of love for you. What is an important message? I'm going to pull one card and we're going to see what is the messages of love for you, dear Cancer. Okay, so the love message here for you is acceptance, and it says everything happens for a reason. Exactly. It's a confirmation, dear Cancer. This is about you really accepting the fact that, this is something that has really pushed you to the next level of your spirituality and your evolution. So, dear beautiful Cancer, thank you for being here and for your beautiful presence. I love you so, so much, my dear Cancer, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.